Hello and welcome. On this video, I'm going to be talking about the differences between Western astrology and Vedic astrology and how I use Vedic astrology to help you understand your life path and purpose. If you would like to see more videos on Vedic astrology, please subscribe below and hit the bell so that you make sure that you get to see those videos right when they come out. I cover also topics on Ayurveda, essential oils, and other health hacks. I just like to start out by saying divination is such an important practice for humans to understand their reality, and there are so many forms of divination that work. So anything that works for you to communicate with the universe and get really clear about your path is a valid way to proceed. So that being said, Western astrology works for some people. It's a really great form of divination. I prefer Vedic astrology because I feel like it gets more specific about the karmas that we face in this lifetime and remedies that we can use. So the main differences between the two, Western astrology follows a tropical zodiac, so that follows a zodiac of the seasons. The spring equinox is the beginning of the tropical zodiacs when Aries begins, and it never changes. So Vedic astrology follows the sidereal zodiac, and the sidereal zodiac actually accounts for the precession of the stars. So the planets are moving about a degree every 72 years. So what that means is that currently we have about a 23-degree difference between the sidereal and the tropical zodiac. So practically speaking, what does this mean? It means that the sun in Vedic astrology is 23 degrees or around 3 weeks in difference. So wherever your sun is in Western astrology, it is 75% likely that it's in a different sign in Vedic astrology. And this goes for all of your other planets as well. So what I often find is when I do a Vedic astrology reading for somebody, if they don't identify with their sun sign, then they may actually be surprised to find there another sun sign that suits them better in Vedic astrology. Another important thing to point out is with Vedic astrology, the emphasis is not so much on the sun, which is our external representation in the world. It's more emphasis on the moon, which is our internal understanding of ourselves. So it's a lunar astrology. And also we focus on the rising sign secondarily to the moon, and then the sun. But we look at all of the planets, well, the visible planets. So that's another difference between Vedic and Western. Vedic astrology only focuses on the visible planets, so Mercury, Mars, Venus, then Jupiter and Saturn. That's the 5 main planets. Then there's the 2 luminaries, the sun and the moon. And then there's the north and south node, which are called Rahu and Ketu. So the North and South Node are featured in Western astrology, but of course, they also look at Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. We don't do that in Vedic astrology. When Vedic astrology was formed, there were no telescopes. So that is the main reason why. But also these planets in Vedic astrology have archetypes and have been talked about and worshipped in India for thousands of years. So they have a lot of power, and so we look at them as archetypes. Also in Vedic astrology, we look at something called the lunar mansion or nakshatra. So we're really interested in the rulerships of the different houses, what planet rules that house. This has a big impact on the way that things play out in our lives. With nakshatras, we get even more specific about the different planets that are ruling different areas of different houses. Now, this may sound confusing, but it's actually a really beautiful, different approach that involves 27 more nuanced ways of looking at a chart. So in addition to that, we also have planetary ruling periods. And this is important because there's certain ways that we look at different combinations of the planets in the chart. Those are called yogas, and those are activated by these different planetary periods. So when you look at a planetary period, you can actually tell what areas of the person's life are going to be lit up and what experiences they may have. So this is a really important consideration. We can also do predictions based on where the planets are in a moment or an omen or we can also create a chart for a moment in the future. So if you want to schedule a marriage, for example, or an important signing of a document, we actually can look at where the planets will be and help you to schedule a really good time to do that. It gets really specific with Vedic astrology, and it's such a joy and pleasure for me to read someone's chart and really help them see some new things or a new perspective on their life. So if you'd like to learn more about Vedic astrology, please subscribe here to my YouTube channel. Also check out weaveyourbliss.com/astrology, and you'll find out more about how you can book an appointment with me. And I would love to talk to you more about your chart. So have a great day.